Hi, this is praios and I'm a professional gambler. This video we will watch the last part of the match, Leon Tsoukernik versus Wiktor Malinowski. This was crazy action. We were straddling multiple times. The blinds were 1.6k, 3.2k, sometimes even higher when Leon decided to straddle even more times. And yeah, this is just very crazy action, and yeah, do me a favor. Give me a like, because the original unedited recording was not good and I had to invest multiple hours in order to make this content way nicer for you. And yeah, now we will have whole cards in every single hand. Yeah, enjoy the content. Let's get into it. So yeah, this time it's one more straddle. And yeah, Wiktor picks up nice little queens and decides to raise. Leon defends with a hand he probably should not defend with. And yeah, this flop looks like a lot of fireworks. Both flop insanely good hands. Top set against a very big draw, and I expect the money to go in quite quickly. Yeah, that's what happened. Look at this, top set even as an underdog against the big draw from Leon. And yeah, he's drawing that on the turn because Leon picked up a straight flush. And again, the mandatory straddles, and it's on Wiktor. His hand is not that good, but yeah. I personally would probably limp because I don't want to face a 3-bet with it. But yeah, that's not too important. Yeah, this is not a great board for any of these guys. Leon now, not Leon, Wiktor now made a straight, but it's a very weak one. Flush is possible, so yeah, I don't see any action happening here at any point. Wow. Wiktor actually bet the river. This makes no sense in my eyes. He should check and try to get a showdown. Yeah, maybe he's used to bet very thinly in no limit hold'em, but yeah, this is not no limit hold'em. The hands you have on average are a lot better, and this was clearly not a value bet. Yeah, very good hand from Wiktor, and definitely a hand you want to defend with in Leon's hand. Oh, he is setting the trap, I guess. This will probably be a limp raise. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can mix it up from time to time with hands like this. I mean, if you limp, you don't want to have only weak hands. Although I prefer a raise with his hand, I say it's better to limp with something like weak kings or aces that cannot stand a lot of heat on many boards, and limp raise with these. But yeah, not a big deal. Anyways. Oh, Wiktor completely whiffed, and Leon got a pair now, so now somewhere else is in the lead, and quite huge. Yeah, it's also a very tough decision for Leon, not for Leon, for Malinowski, because yeah, what should you do now? It's only a bit more than pot size left, and you got nothing, but you probably still have some fold equity. And you have some backdoors, and often like an ace or a king can be good, or both. Maybe the 10 is good. So yeah, this is a very tough decision. I wouldn't blame him at all if he just pots it, hoping for the best. And he will get the bad news very soon. Yeah, but he still has quite good equity. I mean, if you know the exact hand of Leon, he should not get it in, but yeah, this was unfortunate because Leon could be way weaker than he is. So yeah, I guess this hand was kind of standard. And will he make the flush? No. Leon wins another nice little, little 400k pot. And yeah, looks like Leon's standard is to straddle to 6.4k always. Also would have liked a limp again from Wiktor. Yeah, I expect him to check back this flop quite often. Yeah, he does. Yeah, probably checking back turn as well. No need to bloat the pot. And yeah, he gets unlucky on the river. Yeah, checking, definitely checking back. After this line, Leon probably has a little something and you will probably not get him off it. And maybe very occasionally you will have nothing at all, and then it's also fine to check because you will win with your deuces. I mean, it's very unlikely, but it could happen. I like how he played after the pre-flop action, which I wasn't necessarily agreeing with. And yeah, he limps this one, I like. Yeah, I don't like the raise from Leon. His hand is too weak. He should just see a flop and be happy for the free play. Yeah, both call a little something. The little something of Leon is a lot better. He has a gut shot and a pair and a flush draw. Oh, well, I misread the hand actually. So yeah, the little something from Wiktor is better. So the turn now gives Leon 2 pairs. So he might bet now. Expect Wiktor to check again. And yeah, the owner of the King's Casino decides to bet. Can't blame him for this. I mean, his hand isn't necessarily very strong, but you want to protect your hand a bit, and you also want, yeah, you want to fold out equity. I mean, basically every bullshit like the hand of Wiktor has a lot of equity, and you might fold them out. I also, oh, sorry for that. I also misread the hands on the board. Wiktor actually has 2 pair already. So yeah, he will not fold for sure. I also don't like Leon's bet size. He should size smaller. Yeah, Wiktor will surely call. Oh, that's an unfortunate river for Wiktor. Maybe he's even going for the check call again. Leon definitely should value bet now after making this trade. And yeah, I couldn't blame Wiktor for check calling. I mean, still a lot of stuff missed, like the diamonds, and also like 10 jack queen missed. Yep, so, and yeah, after he was showing weakness the whole way, it's, yeah, it's close. And yeah, I think check calling is reasonable. Let's see what he does. Leon takes his... Wow, he checks it back. That's quite bad. He should have value bet for sure. I mean, if you don't bet this hand, you are probably value betting way too thin, but bluffing too much. So that's not good and probably not balanced. Okay, both have very good hands. And already a lot of that money in after the straddle to 6.4k. And I expect Wiktor to just call the 3-bet. And that's what he does. And yeah, not the greatest flop for Leon, to be honest. There is like 2.5 times the pot left. It's definitely close. I mean, it's honestly not, wouldn't be the worst decision if he just checks and folds. But yeah, getting it in still, I mean, it's definitely close. Don't know what the GTO solution is. But yeah, betting and getting it in seems fine. If I check, I probably check to give up, right? Or to check call a small bet, not a big one. And flops check check. Yeah. Leon now has the blockers, but also not that many need. I mean, should he try to bluff his opponent off 2 pair or something? I think he should probably check again and give up at this point. It's also quite, I mean, Wiktor can very easily have checked something, but now improved. So yeah, I think it's check check again. No, Leon actually bets. I don't agree with this one. Yeah, Wiktor is in position, gets a good price. I think he should call. And that's what he does. Yeah, that's a very interesting spot. Question is, should Wiktor now bluff? And my answer to this is, I personally would not bluff. He has no spades in his hand, so this makes it more likely that his opponent can have a flush. He can very, very rarely be good, but yeah, that's actually quite unlikely. And yeah, Leon can very well have a weak flush or a straight or something that is now going for the check call. Trying to pot control. Yeah, I personally would not bluff. If I bluff, I would probably choose not a big sizing, but a smaller one in order to get him off like aces, queens, maybe weak to pair even. But yeah, not a big one. I mean, I think his calling range is kind of inelastic against the bet sizing. Let's see what Wiktor decides to do. Yeah, he's taking his time. It's a tough decision. In the end, he just checks. And now he's probably very mad at himself for not bluffing, because this is a hand Leon is definitely folding. Yeah, like the limp. Yeah, Leon is very happy to see a free flop. And this is very ambitious. I mean, he has a little something, but once he gets action, he's always so much behind. So yeah, this is definitely a check and not a bet. And I also don't like the sizing on these lockdown boards. The standard sizing should be quite small, and Leon is just going for a pot. We also recognized this in a video I made before. Yeah, there he was also, where it seemed that he is bluffing too much with these pot size based bets, trying to get full equity, but this seems very unbalanced. And yeah, Leon played this very bad, and Wiktor plays this actually perfectly. And according to GTO, if you have the second nut straight with no redraws and no backup, you usually go for check call, strengthening your checking range, and that's what Wiktor does. I like his line a lot. Yeah, he checks again. And yeah, Wiktor gets very unlucky because Leon makes a running full house. But I guess not much you can do about this. I would not value bet the river, because I don't expect to get called by a lot. I would just hope that Leon would try to bluff again with some stupid stuff. So I personally would check and call. I hope that Leon is not checking back again. Okay, he's going for the value bet, actually. I mean, can't blame him. I mean, a lot of stuff can not, although this is, Leon did not raise before the flop, so he's probably not having a big pair which can call like aces, kings, or queens. What else can Leon call here, which does not have a speed? I mean, can have 10-7 himself, which did a nitty check back, but against this we are not making money by betting. Yeah, Leon might call with a deuce for sure. If we bet the flop with something that has a deuce in it and no pair, that's necessary in order to work out. So yeah, I personally like check calling a bit more, but I get it. I mean, Leon might just have trips or be being a hero with a jack or something. So yeah, I mean, this is also a close one. I also don't like how quickly Leon called this one. I mean, he definitely could have thought about a raise. I mean, how often is Malinowski having a full house here? I guess not very often. What's going on here? Wiktor did not do the straddle. What? Maybe he misclicked or something. Let's see if Leon complains. Yeah, I guess I like the open from Wiktor. I mean, it's fine with his hand. Also like the defend, although it's a close one. I don't like the flop bet from Leon. I also dislike the sizing very much. I mean, he just has bottom two, and this is a very weak hand. And it's also very vulnerable. I mean, you could argue that this is protecting from draws, but yeah, if you get raised, you are in a very shitty spot. And yeah, I would prefer on a board like this, which is also very dynamic. I mean, this means that the board texture can change a lot. Straights can get possible, flushes can get possible. Your hand is very weak, so yeah, just check it, man. And no way Wiktor is folding, right? What has he got? He has 2 gut shots and a flush draw. A 6 sometimes might also give him the best hand, so yeah, I don't expect him to fold. Especially if he has the same read on Leon with the pot size bets. No, that's not a good card for either of these dudes, so I guess it's probably going check. Okay, Leon. Is Leon now beat? What has he got? Yes, he's beat. He has no straight, and Wiktor just hit a set. This is again an interesting spot. So what should Wiktor do now? The fact that he has an 8 and a 9 in his hand too, and that Leon would value bet all sets on the turn, makes me wanna value bet. Also, Leon was quite nitty lately, checking back a lot of good hands. So yeah, I guess he should value bet. It appears thin on the first side, but yeah, I think it's a clear value bet if you think about it a bit more. He's not betting. I guess Leon is also not betting. He's very yeah, I mean he loves to get a 3 showdown with his hand. I mean, he does not expect to be good that often, but yeah, sometimes, and yeah, it's just not a hand to bluff with. So yeah, Leon picks up a healthy pot of almost 60k. Up to the next one. Oh, this might be fireworks. Standard open. No, he's yeah. I don't hate it. These aces are not the best. I personally would take this line with aces that are a bit weaker than this one. And wow, Leon before that re-raised way weaker hands than this one. yeah, don't get his logic entirely. It's also a tough one. Should Wiktor now bet or should he check? Both options are valid. Let's see which one he prefers. He's betting small. Can't blame him for this. Yeah, the turn is quite good. Not really that much incentive for Wiktor to bet. I mean, also you can get called by worse. But if I bet, I would bet a small sizing. But yeah, check calling also is fine. I mean, you would hate to get raised, so merits for both lines here. And Wiktor decides to check. Yeah, that's an easy check call. Yeah, I mean, why is Leon betting? I guess he's betting because why is he even doing this? I mean, he can probably get a lot of drawing hands to fold after the board paired, so this is like purely bluff. I mean, once he gets called, he can be expected to be behind almost always. Let's see if Leon fires river again. Then Malinowski would be in a quite tricky spot, but yeah, he's not bluffing. I mean, can't blame him. Okay. Okay. Another very strong hand for Wiktor. Let's see if he's raising this time. Oh, another tricky trappy limp. No, he's raising. Yeah, to be honest, Leon should not defend this. This is just crap. I would bet in Wiktor's shoes. Two backdoor flush draws, very dry board. Your aces are good most of the time, but they need a lot of protection. You can also continue on many turns. So yeah, my line would be a bet. Again, don't like the pot size bet at all. I mean, why should you bet that big on a dry board? Wiktor for sure is check calling. Oh, that's quite interesting. Okay, he's actually check raising. Yeah, I didn't pay. This is actually I actually like it because yeah, the pot size bets were not strong in the past, and he has quite a good hand with some potential to improve. I mean, even if he's up against a set or something, it's not the end of the world. He can hit an ace, he can hit the backdoor flush, one of the backdoor flush draws. So yeah, it's fine. And often Leon will just mess around, have some goofy bad hands like he has. And he might even be stupid enough to get it in with some of these stupid hands. He calls. I don't like calling the flop. Leon should have folded the flop, and yeah, on the turn, I guess he's probably committed after not having to call much money. Yeah, and he's just having 15%. He played it terrible. He deserves to lose this one. Wiktor, on the other hand, played it great, and he gets rewarded for that, making the straight on the river. Yeah, Leon bust. No, not bust. I mean, he was just sitting out a small amount of time, and yeah, straddle to 6.4k. Two bad hands. Ooh, that's not an open race. This is crap. I mean, limp. You should limp, I say. Maybe not even that against an opponent that's that aggressive. I mean, the 7/7 deuce ace, where you also block one of your own flush outs. It's not a great hand. Okay, both people have a bit. Wiktor has a gut shot and the sevens, and Leon has the flush draw and the overpair. I don't necessarily expect a lot of bets going in, as yeah, both guys don't have much. And yeah, Wiktor also likes to see a free card. And yeah, Leon also is not incentivized to put a lot of money in. Yeah, now Leon's hand improved a bit. He could decide to bet the flop. I mean, how often is your opponent checking back with a better flush? You also have 3 clubs in hand. That makes it even less likely that your opponent has something. So I wouldn't hate if he would have let out on the turn. But anyways, he's controlling the size of the pot and decides to just check. Yeah, on the river, clear value bet. Yeah, after he was using this sizing with a lot of weak hands, he should also put some strong hands in. So yeah, like this one. And yeah, on Wiktor now has a pure bluff catcher. He has the worst straight. He's blocking the other straights with the 7s. Unfortunately, he's not blocking any flushes. But as the hand went down, Wiktor in my eyes has to call. I mean, he showed a lot of weakness, checking twice. And yeah, Leon used this sizing a lot in the past with very weak hands, trying to bluff him off something. So yeah, easy call in my eyes. It's unfortunate that Leon this time has a big hand, but yeah, nothing you can do sometimes. So far, Leon is getting the best out of Wiktor. Wiktor is raising with a hand I don't agree with. Should be a limp. Especially at this stack size. Yeah, Leon's defend is fine, I say. Yeah, probably check on the flop. Oh, that's a good card for Wiktor. Leon leads out for some unknown reason. I mean, it's fine. You often get your opponent to fold. You have the ace of diamonds, so you could potentially continue on some rivers, so it's not too bad. Also, the sizing this time is a lot better than using pot all the time. Giving himself a good price on the bluff. Yeah, also, the way he played until now, I wouldn't expect him to value bet with the ace-high flush. Let's see if he's pulling the bluff here. Yeah, I mean, if he would be bluffing, this would also be unsuccessful most of the time. And yeah, once it's checked to Wiktor, I don't think he can value bet. He gets beat by a lot of flushes that might check call, and he's also behind against a full house that might be tricky trappy. So yeah, check it back. Hope for the best. You don't get called by enough hands to justify a value bet here. And he checks. Well played. Yeah, this time I like the raise. Ooh, Leon is insanely strong, flopping quads. Wiktor might fire the flop. He has some backdoors. He has indirect blockers to the 10 by having cards that would be connected with the 10. So yeah, don't hate it. He's also giving himself a very good price on the bluff. This is probably the GTO sizing. Yeah, no, Wiktor will probably... Will he continue? I mean, checking back is also an option, for sure. Yeah, both lines are fine. Yeah, Leon continues to slow play. I completely agree with his line. I mean, it's very hard for your opponent to have anything at all. Once your opponent checks, what are you doing on the river with quads? That's a very interesting question. I think it's kind of unlikely that he will bet for value, so you have to bet yourself, I say. And you will get called by a lot of stuff. I mean, not that much, but straights, for example, or maybe like kings or aces that just don't believe you, something like that. So yeah, I would say bet out. This is a bit big, but as he used this sizing so often with bluffs, I can't blame him for getting greedy here too. And yeah, Wiktor calls, can't blame him. I mean, Wiktor is blocking the full houses a bit by having a jack. He's also made a straight. He's having a pure bluff catcher. The hand is played fine by both guys. Nothing to complain about. Okay. Straddles to 6.4k. This might be fireworks. Yeah, the aces are very... like it very much, but they could get in so much money pre-flop. Yeah, all flops basically suck for the aces, unless it's an ace, and it's not an ace. But yeah, this actually is a good flop for Leon's hand. And there's almost no money left, so this is going in. It's about a flip, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, actually, Malinowski is ahead a bit with his pair and the gut shot and the two backdoor flush draws. We don't run it twice. Leon says not this time. And Wiktor is bust. Leon won a few 100k off him, but I don't think this will last long, as Wiktor probably will come back. Not sure why he left the table, but yeah, he will be back in a second. Yeah, this is kind of strange. Maybe he had to rebuy. And yeah. Yeah, this would explain this. This would be very annoying if he does not have the proper limits to reload enough money for this huge game. Meanwhile, there's another guy in the game, but Wiktor back now with 80k. Okay, he had a client bug, couldn't rebuy, so he probably had to restart the software. By the way, is this a real Ben Affleck? No, not. Definitely not. I think Americans are not allowed to play, and this guy also was from Austria, if I saw it correctly. So yeah, Wiktor, the third time now joining. I guess we will now ask Tan for heads up. Yeah, I do. Yeah, this situation can be very annoying. It happened to me a lot. Sometimes there are just no heads up tables. And other people just refuse to allow you to play heads up, even though the fish says heads up and the reg says heads up. Yeah, this is just an annoying situation. Happens so often to me. Yeah, be nice, be gentle, and yeah, that's just poker etiquette. So you should leave if guys want to play heads up. Don't be an asshole. So you learned something about how to behave on the virtual poker tables as well here. Yeah, seems that 10 wants to play, but yeah, I guess he will not get action as both guys sit out. So let's hope he leaves very soon. Yeah, he does. And now this insane match can continue. Wiktor again with a nice little hand. Just limping. It's okay. Check on the flop, I say. Yep, easy one. Leon this time not leading out. Yeah, no reason for Wiktor to bet. And this is a hand he actually... This might be comfortable to bluff catch. Yeah, he also did the call quite quickly. I mean, I wouldn't love the situation, but yeah, I guess no way out. After the action went down in the way it did. Oh, aces and almost no stack. So this will probably go in. Oh, tricky trappy. I like it. And yeah. Almost all the money went in pre-flop. So I expect the rest might go in now. Yeah, I think getting such a good price, there's no other option for Leon than to call flop. And yeah, this is a great turn for him, so no way out, I guess. But he's quite unlucky that Malinowski has the flush draw and the bigger one. So he will not have great equity here. Yeah, just 22%. That's not a lot for Omaha. Yeah, and he cannot get there. So Wiktor back on track, trying to get the 800k stack of Leon reduced. Okay, two very shitty hands. Let's see what happens. I expect Wiktor to limp again. No, he's raising. Interesting. Yeah, definitely defending the queens in position in Leon's spot. Yeah, both have a little something, so but probably not enough to bet. So check on the flop. Yeah, no real incentive for Wiktor to bet now. Also, not much incentive to bet if you are Leon. If you bet here, you should also bet the river, utilizing your queen diamond blocker, trying to get your opponent off the king and some draws that have a lot of equity. Let's see how Leon decides to play this one. He decides to just check. And river might go check as well. Yeah. Once he's not bluffing the turn, I think checking back the river is the mandatory play from the king's owner. Yeah, you see the stacks changed a lot. This is because yeah, not all hands are in this edited video. Yeah, it's just because I want Holecards, because you can comment way better on this stuff, and it's also way more interesting. So let's see what happens here. Again, the very huge straddle. Yeah, kings. Oh, that's very interesting. I think he should not get it in. They are now again quite deep. Just see flop. Yeah, he thinks the same. Oh, this might be a very huge pot. I don't like the pot size bet. This seems not good at all. I mean, you force out a lot of stuff you beat, and I mean, your hand isn't even that great. You've got a gut shot, vector flush draw, and top and bottom pair. I mean, that's, yeah, just down bet this size. This is just stupid. Bet a smaller one. I mean, it's also a lockdown board. Yeah, again, huge leak in Leon's game. It's also a tough one for Wiktor now. I mean, he might be up against aces. He can be up against Jack 10. There's quite a lot of money left. I mean, it's like 2.5, almost 3x the pot left. So the pot to stack ratio isn't that small. So yeah, tough one. I think he should. What should he do? Calling seems a very good option, because Leon might be bluffing with something like tens or jacks with no straight. And yeah, these hands you don't want to force out. It's also not the case that you need to protect. I mean, you are basically way ahead or way behind. And I mean, are there many cards where you lose action? Maybe a 10, maybe a jack, and that's about it. So no cards in there where you lose action, or almost no cards. So yeah, I wouldn't hate the call. I mean, the arguments for shoving right now are, once Leon pots here, he probably is not folding anymore. He wants to commit himself, maybe with ace king, ace queen, hands which you beat, but he might also have hands like 10 jack or aces which you don't beat. Queens you also beat quite hard, so yeah, I mean, it's a close one. Calling and raising both are fine. Yeah, he just raises. Yeah, Leon thinks he has no decision and gets it in bad again. Yeah, the situation now is reversed. Now Wiktor is having the big stack from 80k to 700k again, and Leon almost broke. Yeah, I mean, they have a little more than 10 big blinds, so this might be going in. Can't blame Leon for free betting, and yeah, this is a huge flop. I mean, a huge flop for Wiktor only, not for Leon. But Leon still getting it in. Almost no money left. Can't blame him. Unlucky flop for him. Yeah, he's getting destroyed. Only 14.57%. And yeah, on the turn he's drawing that. Yeah, this was it, I guess. Yeah. This, unfortunately, is already the end of the session. Very, very sick one. I mean, they had both $1 million swings. I mean, Wiktor went from a huge stack to 0 and then back to almost 1 million in his stack. And yeah, Leon also went from like 80k stack or something to 800k and then back to 0. So more than $1 million swings for both of these guys. This is insane, playing these high stakes. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I wish you good luck at the tables. I hope you like my analysis. Yeah. If you did not check it out, check out my other channels. Depending on where you watch, yeah, consider to follow my Twitch and my YouTube or Twitter, depending on which side you are on. And yeah, remember, you can only watch this live on Twitch, and you can also ask me questions, which I usually will answer. Yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.